Hello, everyone. Back with an IRS tax refund update. On today's episode, the IRS has released its latest update on the tax return backlog and what appears to be finally some good news for those still waiting. So we will recap that as well as the next significant refund batch scheduled for release this week. Meanwhile, for taxpayers still waiting on their returns to be processed and who are thinking about resubmitting a duplicate tax return, why that may not be a good idea and what to expect if in fact you do so, and also why some taxpayers who need to complete ID verification must now complete it in person at a local IRS office. Now, starting off with the latest on the current tax return backlog, as the IRS has released its latest update on the situation, and for the first time in months, the current backlog of tax returns has actually dropped. The backlog has dropped to 11.2 million, still an extremely high number, but that is a decrease of 200,000 tax returns from the week prior and signifies the biggest one-week drop so far this year. For those still waiting, the good news is that we may have finally reached the peak of the backlog issue, especially after 3 consecutive weeks of significant movement when it comes to those tax refunds. Now, the next IRS update will be able to confirm if this is going to be a trend or a one-time occurrence. However, as we said, 11 million is still an extremely high number and actually is about triple where it should currently be. Paper returns saw the biggest drop in the update, followed by a decrease of employer tax returns, which dropped by 100,000. Now, turning to those tax refunds, as the next significant batch of refunds is scheduled to be released on Wednesday, July 20th. Thank you to our viewers who submitted screenshots of their refund status results and tax transcripts, as seen here, which not only confirm they're part of this latest refund batch, but also serve as proof to all of you viewers out there in the accuracy of our reporting. Those part of this latest batch include e-filers who filed in January, February, and March, as well as paper filers from January and February. Now, if you're part of this refund batch and do not receive your direct deposit by July 25th, then you may need to initiate a payment trace to locate that refund. It also has to be noted there are many more of those January, February, and March filers out there still waiting for their refunds. As a reminder, the refund status results tracker on the IRS website is not always providing the most up-to-date information, which has been a consistent problem all year long. To verify if you're part of this latest batch, please check your tax transcripts and locate the 846 code with a 2022 date next to it. For those who continue to wait for their tax returns to be processed who have no updates since filing, there has been discussion among some asking whether or not they should resubmit the tax return to the IRS. Now, the general advice among tax professionals and accountants is in fact not to submit a duplicate tax return to the IRS, that you should only resubmit a second tax return in the same year if there's a change to your original return, such as a difference of income, in which case you would need to file an amended tax return, the 1040X, to the IRS. Now, if you do resubmit a duplicate return, you are more than likely to receive a letter similar to this one from the IRS notifying you they are unable to process your second return and a reminder only to send one tax return per year. Resubmitting a duplicate tax return can in fact lead to even further delays than the ones you are currently experiencing. Now, if you're an e-filer who has had no update from the IRS since filing, you should have received confirmation from the tax software you used in filing your taxes, similar to what you see here, confirming your tax return has been accepted by the IRS. Now, this will serve as proof of the submission and that your return still remains unprocessed within the system. But again, this does provide confirmation that in fact it was accepted. Unfortunately, for paper filers, we have covered extensively before that the IRS has no system in place to confirm your tax return has been received. So it remains normal for you to see no updates about your tax return until it is finally processed. And more than likely, it remains in one of the many rooms at an IRS processing center, among other unprocessed returns, as seen in this picture from the IRS Processing Center in Austin, Texas. In the last week, several taxpayers still waiting on their refunds reported receiving this notice in the mail, which is IRS Letter 5747C, notifying they need to complete ID verification. However, unlike other ID verification letters, if you receive this one, you must complete ID verification in person at a local IRS office. If you're among this group, you will not be able to verify online or by phone. And if you receive this notice, the IRS may suspect identity fraud occurring, and someone may have filed a tax return using your Social Security number. Let us know in the comment section below what problem you're currently experiencing. And thank you to all our viewers and subscribers who have been providing updates on their particular situations, which are extremely helpful to others in similar situations. In the meantime, we will keep monitoring the situation for further developments, so make sure to click on the thumbs up and subscribe button below for future updates on this channel, and thanks for watching.